It's Tuesday night, folks. You know what that means. The golfing dads are here with another exciting week of golf talk. Steve, less than 12 hours ago, I was in your neck of the woods.
You were. We saw each other on Saturday, played some golf. May or may not have shot some content.
We had some fun out there.
We did have some fun. And not only did we play 18 holes and shoot content, in a foursome played in 3 hours and 35 minutes.
Yeah, we played very quickly. We played very efficiently. Yep. We played well, except in some of the content. I mean, I had a blow-up hole when we did our, and this is giving a spoiler alert, our 2-club challenge. I blew up in the sand trap.
You did. We did also have a T-box dice hole. Our friends at T-box
We had an
dice.
upswing. We had 2 upswing golf holes.
2 upswing golf holes. There's some content coming. There's some content coming.
So, but there's been other good content in the golf world this week.
And I got to see Dave this weekend too. Did you guys connect or no?
We did not. We did the Magic Kingdom on Sunday, and we did the Magic Kingdom all day. I have never done a full day from park open to fireworks at the Magic Kingdom, straight on through. Didn't leave for a nap in the middle of the day. I missed those days. Straight on through. And my little guy, he made it all the way through and had a great time. But yesterday, he had an experience that he's never had before. Well, he's had it before, but he didn't like it the first time. And we had to ride it twice. Yesterday. Smuggler's Run is his new favorite ride. We got the Mandalorian Run both times, and there was 2 different Mandalorian runs that you got to do. It was we got to do 2 different ones. It was amazing.
Smuggler's Run is so good. Any chance to
and then after that
in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon.
Ogle's Cantina.
You sent some pictures from there, and honestly, I was a little jealous. Because that's one of my favorite places to grab a beverage.
Ogle's Cantina?
So yes.
This guy. Smuggler's Run.
That guy. You know what? A good week this week?
Michael Thornbjornsen.
Yeah, Michael Thornbjornsen. and I didn't know this. I don't know how I missed this. 10-finger baseball grip?
Yeah.
They at one point during the broadcast, they hopped in on his baseball grip, and I was like, "Does he have a baseball grip? Like, how's he gotten to this point with a baseball grip?" That was pretty impressive. First time since Xander Schauffele and Bryson DeChambeau won their first 2 events. They were back-to-back weeks. That you had a 2 winners back-to-back weeks under the age of 24 for first-time winners. Kind of a cool stat. And great for them. I think the question that we have to ask, I mean, Detroit Golf Club and the changes that were made to it, and Greg, I know you were busy in the parks. I don't know if you saw any of the golf course or any of the TV coverage, but the redesign that happened made me want to go play Detroit Golf Club. It was such a cool look. They had a lot of these hazard and penalty areas with the Bryson DeChambeau, fescue. So it was a cool atmosphere with a cool golf course. And I think Detroit did a great job hosting their last event. And I do hope that this is not the last time that the tour goes back to Detroit.
I mean, I flew through Detroit tonight. If you check out our Instagram page, shout out to Eastside Golf. I went in your store today because I stopped right there on my connection flight. It was literally right outside your store. But
nice.
I think that these courses, they're doing a lot to put money back into these courses. The courses are looking great. Even if it doesn't get on the Champions Tour, it gets on the what are the 2
Championship Series? Yeah.
Championship Series.
The Challenger Series.
And the Challenger Series. I hope it gets on one of them for it in 2028. I hope next year it comes back for another run at it, because I think Detroit is a great sports city. Yep. As much as I hate to say that as a Pacers fan, the city as itself, I love a good sports city. I love a city that embraces their teams, that is not fan based. For that, I love a team that is might not be the best, but their fans still root for them. And you got that in Detroit, and they have their good and the bad times.
Hey, the Ocala golfer wants to know if Ollie is a paid actor. He'd make more money as a paid actor than any of the rest of us do on this podcast. I'll just leave it at that.
That's true. That's true. No, he is. We are keeping him out of that world right now, but
yes.
he would love to do that. It's a
cool event. I was happy for Davis Riley this week. Hadn't really played well since the Sony, where he finished sixth. Obviously took the lead into Sunday. Had a couple bad holes early on in the front nine and kind of battled it back. And unfortunately came up short. But Davis Riley, I'm looking forward to seeing him this week. While not my pick for this week, I do think that he will. I'm hoping he cracks into that top 100 and gets Kiva's card, because he and his wife are also expecting a baby at the end of the month. So good for him.
I think good things are coming for Davis Riley. I mean, when you go out and you shoot 68, 64, 63, and you just have a bad Sunday, that literally you're only 3 shots back of the lead of the winner there, and you had the lead for a while. It's tough to get that, but you're going in the right direction. I think we're going to see
2-time winner on tour. Is one in New Orleans, is one in won the Charles Schwab at Colonial. Yep. So he obviously can golf a ball if you win at Colonial. So good to see him back playing well, and hope to see him on that leaderboard this week too, going into this week. Series. I'm intrigued to see what happens with that. I do think that is interesting. I do think that the Challenger Series and the Championship Series, there's going to be more spots for players, so it'll be less players. There's a chance come 2028 that we see more players coming off the Korn Ferry Tour into the Challenger Series, and I think that's good for golf. I'm also intrigued because one of the things they're not talking about is PGA Tour Americas, whether it's Canadian or Latin America. And I think that is going to be very interesting as to what happens next.
So I really think the way this is going, and if it's successful, it'll kind of lean towards this in the future, is that European soccer model of relegation and promotion. I think that's very successful in the global tour. So I think that when we talk about growing this game globally, making it familiar towards that European market and what they're used to in the biggest event in the world, which is soccer.
Yep.
I think that's going to be very popular with this. I think the Korn Ferry Tour being that third leg would be that way to promote and relegate there, where you're going to move up all the way to the Championship Series. And it's going to be like the English Premier League. And if anybody's watched Ted Lasso, which, by the way, comes back tomorrow.
Do I need to sign back up for Apple now?
For that? Plugging Ted Lasso. Yes, you do, because it's the greatest show ever made.
Because I don't have Apple TV right now. We dumped it.
The golfing dads. But that relegation system, I think, is great for sports. I don't think it would ever work in like the NFL and Major League Sports in the United States. But golf is that exception where I think that it could work. I also think it could work in soccer in the United States too. So it could work there. But
yes,
I think it's great because you're going to get those storylines of players that might have started on the Korn Ferry Tour, and then a few years later, they have worked so hard and played so much to get themselves up to that championship level. And I think that's going to be interesting if that comes to fruition in the next few years. I don't see it being in 2028. I see this being like maybe 2030 before that fully happens. I still think there'll be ways for, like you're talking about with the Americans and Latin American Tour and the Korn Ferry Tour, there will be ways for them to get on these tours. But I could see by 2030, this becomes a full cycle of promotion and relegation.
By the way, something we didn't talk about, Michael Thorbjornsen becomes the second player to have won the drive, chip, and putt for his age group at one point to now go back and play at Augusta. Akshay was the other one. Actually was the first, and then now Thorbjornsen now gets to go back to Augusta as a PGA Tour winner. So congratulations to him for that. I know I said segue into the Korn Ferry. This week, the Korn Ferry was on the Golf Channel, and again, doesn't happen that often. I think it should happen more. I think we should see more Korn Ferry Tour. They were actually playing an event that at one point was the only career win on the Korn Ferry Tour when it was either the Nike Tour or the Hooters Tour. I don't know which one it was at that point. Or the Hogan Tour, or whatever it was. That was won by John Daly.
The web.com tour.
No, yeah, whatever it was at that point. I
feel it changed every like 2 to 3 years.
Going back
into the 90s,
Korn Ferry for holding on and putting your name on there.
Yes.
There was a 5-way playoff on the Korn Ferry Tour, and I texted you. You were in the
playoffs.
Sunday night playoffs. Yeah, there was a 5-way playoff on Sunday on the Korn Ferry Tour, and I turned it on. We had gotten home. We were with Dave, and I got home and I turned on the TV, and my wife was like, "It's dark out. What's golf doing on? Is this a rerun?" I'm like, "No, they're in Utah." And she was like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." And I said, "It's a 5-way playoff. Everybody played in the same group, which was awesome. I love that." Derek Hitchner won, and I'm going to give Derek a shout out really quick on the show. Dude hadn't finished inside the top 30 all year on the Korn Ferry Tour and won a 5-way playoff. What?
I mean,
had to make a birdie. Literally, there were 4 balls inside 10 feet. He was the only one to make.
That's pretty impressive, I gotta say.
Right, like how have you not had a top 30 all season, and now you just, lack of a better term, nut up and freaking show up in a 5-way playoff? I mean, I'm not saying much, but that's kind of a guy I'd want on the Ryder Cup team if you're going to nut up in a 5-way playoff and win.
I mean, here's the thing. In a 5-way playoff, you only go 1 hole?
1 hole.
Like, that's impressive in itself. That
1 hole, 1 birdie.
On the first hole. You're like, nah, I'm going to finish this right here.
I'm just going to take care of business right now. And he was the first guy to hit into the green, left himself like 6 feet. He was the 4th person to putt. So he knocked out 3 other guys at that point. And then Tommy Morrison, who is like 6'12" or something ridiculously tall, missed his putt low. And Tommy's guaranteed, like, he's locked up his card. Blades Brown finished literally 6th, just
1 shot out.
1 shot out of the playoff.
I was going to say that. So, 1 shot out. 3 people.
So
1 shot out. This could have been an 8-way playoff.
Yes. So if you don't think there's good golf around on, and this goes to even Detroit, which was a, smaller field. I mean, Cam Young was there in Detroit. You had Ricky was there, obviously, as a past champion and Rocket sponsor, but you had some really good golf played. And if you aren't watching these other events that aren't signature series events or aren't going to be on the championship tour, you're crazy. Like, you need to watch this golf, because there's such good golf being played out there. I mean, Korn Ferry Tour 5-way playoff. What are we doing? I mean, that's awesome to watch.
I mean, the Korn Ferry Tour, I feel, doesn't get the praise it does. And even we're part of this. We don't give it the praise that it deserves. But these are the players that are coming up.
Right.
And they're going to be the future of golf. They're going to be the ones that are going to be shaping the future of this. Like Blades Brown, there right now, he's been doing it from the Korn Ferry and from
Tommy Morrison.
PGA
Tommy
Tour.
Morrison's going to be a stick on the PGA Tour. Just don't you worry about that.
Like,
I mean, Cole Hammer, who was allegedly a can't miss kid, was in this playoff, and I think is currently 20th in points. Like, Cole Hammer was a can't miss out of Texas.
Cole Hammer is 20th in points right now.
Look at that. I was right.
And by the way, with a name like Hammer, come on, you got to be on the.
I mean, you're not wrong. The other thing that I do want to throw out there is that, as this moves on with the Korn Ferry Tour, I do think, Greg, that the reason they don't get talked about enough is they're not on TV enough.
Well, it's true. It's very similar to what we say about the LPGA Tour. There needs to be more coverage of that. There needs to be just more people getting into it. I think you need to go to these events. I mean, I've been to an LPG event. I've not been to a Korn Ferry event. I haven't had the opportunity to go to one, but I mean, we have played a Korn Ferry Tour course right before the Korn Ferry played there. But
as hard as can be.
That course is in tough condition. I got to say that.
In case you're wondering what we're talking about, it's the Diet French Lick. Go ahead, Bradley, drink. Ridiculous.
But that's what this needs. This needs more exposure out there because let's be honest. If you're watching everything on the WNBA right now and all the drama that's going on there, if you want less of the drama and more of the excitement, watch either the LPGA, which has great excitement, and the Korn Ferry Tour if you want to watch that too.
Hey, you know what, really quick, that you should also watch for? You need to experience highly addictive accuracy with Cobra's lineup of Optum drivers. Designed with optimized MOI and POI, Optum drivers deliver incredible stability at unmatched accuracy off the tee. Upgrade your game by purchasing an Optum driver today. Learn more at CobraGolf.com.
And I also proved that you can hit driver off the deck with a Cobra driver.
Yeah, I've done it before. It's easy to do, but yeah, no, I still
unbelievable.
Don't like it, buddy.
That I do. I'm a fan of that right now. So
the next thing, Greg, I want to talk about tonight is really want to have a conversation around the awesomeness of this golf ball.
This golf ball?
This was the one that actually won twice this weekend.
It did.
It did win twice this weekend. Our friends at Bridgestone and Bridgestone Golf, 2 wins this weekend, one at the Women's Open, which I don't know if you caught any of that coverage or the highlights afterwards. The finish was incredible. And then they also won the Western Amateur, arguably one of the top 5 amateur events in the country.
They got 3 wins on tour with Goddard up this year. And Bridgestone, we apologize for Dave choosing Goddard up last week. He's not allowed to choose anyone from Bridgestone ever again.
I think we might have to find somebody to replace him in odds, because when you miss 4 weeks in a row on picks on your dead last, like, we may have to have a conversation about this.
And when you're picking people that are playing really well and should make the cut and then
don't
miss wait, hold on. Did he have Scotty the week Scotty missed the cut? Mm-hmm. Or did I have Scotty that week? Because I might have had Scotty that week.
No, I think David.
I think Dave is done with picks for the season. He can't catch up to me in points.
No.
So I think we just say, Dave, you're not making any more picks this season. Sorry.
No, I don't want to curse anybody else.
Yeah, he's done the damage. Let's just bench him for the rest of the season.
He's
get his
benched.
head straight, and he'll pick better next season.
Hopefully this cruise gets him into shape and whips him right when the shape that he's on right now. But
we don't need to curse anyone else here on the Golfing Dads. But
and obviously with 2 wins this weekend, if you want to dial in your game with the Bridgestone Tour B featuring Mindset, the visual cues helps you focus, commit, and roll up pure. Same tour level performance, now with a smarter way to lock in. Find your fit and play the Tour B today. BridgestoneGolf.com.
Everyone I know that has
I gotta put this up there. Dave equals the kiss of death.
But everyone I know that has switched the Bridgestone Mindset golf ball has had,
including Bradley,
immediate success with it.
Including
Bradley.
It is
the best golf ball on the market, hands down.
I know I talk about the Cobra driver and the Future Fit 33 being a cheat code. We've had this conversation to nauseum on this show. But that mindset technology, when you lock in with that mindset, man, is it fun to lock in, and it's literally amazing. So, we don't talk quite nearly enough about this, and it's the Champions Tour.
That's what seems to be our theme tonight. Is let's talk about tours we don't give enough credit to.
Correct. Zach Johnson won in Portugal this weekend. For his, look at that. There we go. Shot an 89 with it yesterday. There you go, Bradley. Good job. It's a great score for you. So congratulations. Breaking 90. We like that. Zach Johnson won his 4th event on the PGA Tour Champions this weekend in Portugal. He's played 11 events. He has 11 top 25s and 9 top 5s in those 11 events, which you would think, man, he's got to be running away with Player of the Year.
Nope.
Not even close. Not even close, folks.
No, it is close. It's not a runaway.
It's not a runaway.
This is
it's a 2-horse race at this point, this late in the season.
But can we talk about the guy who's in 4th place?
Is that our friend Boo Weekly?
That's our friend Boo Weekly, who, friend of the show. We've had him. We've talked to him before. You've seen some of our clips with him. Hopefully, to have him on soon. But Boo also using that mindset technology and is
using that mindset technology
on the Charles Schwab Cup.
Sink is currently leading the points on the PGA Tour Champions. He has 4 wins. Also, he's played in 13 events. Of those 13 events, he's had a 6th place finish and an 11th place finish. Other than that, he's top 5 at every event.
He has made every cut. Dave has not had to pick him this year, so he hasn't gotten a kiss of death.
There's no cuts in the
Bradley. So I know there's
no cuts in the
but
PGA
I'm pretty sure he would withdraw if Dave picked him. So
that's also a valid point. Like Saturday into Sunday, he'd WD.
So, but Mr. Sink is doing awesome. I've had the pleasure of meeting him and his family before at Disney when I was there, and he came over to play the Disney event over there. Super nice guy, and just a guy who loves golf and is a good golfing dad.
Yes. As we move into our next topic, you need to lock in your yardage with the Nikon Coolshot rangefinders. Fast, accurate distances, slope technology, and crystal clear optics, so you can pick the right club with total confidence. Nikon Coolshot. See it, shoot it, stick it. NikonGolf.com.
So, Steve,
the official rangefinder of the LPGA Tour and the Golfing Dads.
Steve, I'm going to tease something here that we did this week. We used ChatGPT to be our caddy, and you're going to see this out there.
Yeah, we did.
But you know what ChatGPT didn't have and we had to use to do this? The Nikon rangefinder. And it gave us the most accurate, and we actually played very well in that hole. So,
there have been 5 events that have already been announced for the Championship Series on the PGA Tour. Travelers was the first one to announce that they would be a championship event. I think it's Sumpo or something like that. I don't know. They're a new sponsor. They're sponsoring the Napa event this year, and then they are going to sponsor a championship series event. The Century at Torrey Pines, the event here in my hometown, the API, and the Cadillac Championship down in Miami at Trump Doral have all been announced, which should be no surprises. Greg, to you, what other events do you think we see as championship series events in 2028?
So the one I want to see, I mean, it's just dear to my heart, and you know what I'm going to go here, but I also think it's going to move in 2028 when the championship series happens, just because of the way they're going to framework around things. I don't think it's going to move back, but I don't think it's going to be the week after the Masters. The RBC Heritage. I think this has been an event over the past few years that the players have loved, that we've had some great finishes at, and it's just a fun event to go to. I think that's going to be one of those events that stays, that's going to be on the Champions Tour, or the Champions Series, not Champions Tour. And I think it's going to be, they're going to go to Augusta, they're going to take a week off after a major, and then they're going to go to the Heritage. So I think it's just going to move back a week, because I think what it does for that island, what it does for that golfing community is phenomenal. And so that's number one. I think that one's going to be there. Next, I mean, the Scottish Open, I think, will still be one that's on there. I think that's going to be
I think the Scottish Open falls into a different category.
Okay, you think it's because I think it's going to be one of those like kind of like joint with all of them, maybe.
I think I still think that it's a combined event with the DP World Tour.
Okay.
And I don't know, and I think it's one of those events that's kind of an, for lack of a better term, an open event where depending on where you are in world golf rankings and things like that, you should be able to get into that. And you may see guys off the championship series go. Like, I don't think it's going to be one of those events, but I think it's going to be an event that everybody plays.
So here's one that I'm on the fence about because I think it could be good for both. Waste management.
Oh, I think WM is in.
I think it's on the fence because if I'm looking at waste management and I'm looking at the energy that they bring there, I do think it's more for the champion series, but I could see them saying, hey, we need a hype event on this other series, and that's why it falls there.
No, waste management is too big. To me, waste management is too big of a sponsor on the PGA Tour, and I think that's why that happens.
Yeah, but I think it could get just as much of a bump, be a like almost a signature event for the Challenger Tour. AT&T.
Yep. Pebble. Yep.
Pebble, I think, stays. It's very top heavy. I mean, we obviously know the Players stays. That ain't going anywhere.
Right. No. I think there's another event in California that also stays.
The Genesis.
Yes, but I also wonder, does that move to a playoff event?
Might. I think Memorial stays.
Yep.
Jack's event stays.
Obviously, you have the 4 majors, so we'll throw those out. I honestly think there's only one more event that is in that series at this point. And then you have the playoffs. And it's not currently a signature event now, but I think there's one more event that gets added to it.
The Nelson?
I've written down something in Texas. How do you have 4 events?
Charles Schwab?
How do you have 4 events in Texas and not have one of them be a signature event? It'd be like not having a signature event in Florida. You're going to have 2 of them there.
I mean, because you have Houston, Valero.
Yeah. I think it's
back
between
to Texas later on.
I think it's between the Nelson and the Texas Open is where I think it is.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
And I think part of it is I think the Nelson gets the nod because of Scotty showing up there and being a home game for him. But I also think that the Texas Open has a ton of history, and I think it's actually a really cool event. Now, here's the other question. Does the Texas Open move around Texas now?
I don't think it does. I don't think it does. I think it stays there because of the history. Okay. I think it might move. I don't think it's going to be a rotation. I think it's going to be like it'll be there for a few years, and they might say, hey, we're going to move it here. If there's a sponsor change or anything like that, I think that might change it. But I don't see it being a rotation in there. I think they put 2 Texas ones in, but I don't think they're back-to-back. I think this is like it is now. There's 2 Texas. You go somewhere else, and you come back to Texas later on. And I think that's how this is going to go as well.
So I almost wonder if the Sumpo or whatever it is that's this new sponsor, I need to get it right. So hold on, let me look because I feel bad if I don't say it right and I look like an idiot and I look like Dave doing names because that's always a good time.
I mean, while you're looking that up, if you are out there, what do you think will be some of the ones that stay? What are some of the events that you missed from the past that are no longer events? Like I always talk about, the Disney events were always fun, but didn't get the draw that you would hope they would there, and I don't think you'll ever see them back at Disney. But what are some events that you think? Leave those in the comments. Leave those on our Instagram page because
it's
Those are
It's a
always
Japanese insurance company, Sompo, SOMPO. I think I'm saying it right. So I think, could that be the Texas event?
Could be.
I mean, could that be Texas?
Because
you've got to think of like Riviera, Memorial, Sawgrass, Pebble, Hilton Head, Waste Management. Like these other events all make a ton of sense.
But also remember what they said they're going to do is they want to get a Chicago event in there. They want to get some other big city events in there. So we're going to see some changes to some things that are going to move some stuff around. So who knows what we'll see? I think next year is going to be a very telling year.
Does that become the playoff events?
I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah. I again like that idea. All right. Something we did this weekend together, had some fun, talked about it already. Get your young golfer started right with Upswing Golf and their full lineup of kids golf clubs designed for proper fit, real performance, and serious fun. Upswing Golf, grow like a pro, upswinggolf.com.
Let me tell you this. Those clubs are legit.
Yes.
Steve, we played a hole with the entire bag, which you'll see here in a few days or a few weeks on our social platforms, where we played the whole bag and I made par. I almost chipped in for birdie with this. We had a longest drive challenge out there as well, but your kids are getting legit clubs that we played with, had to crouch down to play with. We played with
it was a good time.
Upper or the taller kids set. We didn't use my 5-year-old set. Also, because that would have been left-handed. But legit, ball goes for a country mile, and we were hitting the Bridgestone Tour Bs out there. And if your kid,
that's all
the moment for your kid. But I gotta say, Upswing, legit clubs, grow like a pro. Get your kids some Upswing clubs. Save yourself some money in the long run.
All right, so I'm just gonna preface this. It is 8:33 here on Tuesday night on the East Coast.
Is the rant about to begin?
The rant is gonna begin here.
Put on your tinfoil hats, folks, because we're gonna talk about conspiracy theories, and we're gonna talk about if LIV still exists in a year. We're gonna talk about if it does, what does it look like? Are they having an event in Michigan? What's going on? Who knows?
So we're going to start this. We're going to start this conversation by saying there is a press conference tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock with the CEO of LIV Golf to discuss the future of LIV. Now, earlier this week, emails were sent out informing people of layoffs. A couple people have seen this email.
We got a copy of this email.
We didn't get a copy of the email.
Not a source.
Someone has posted some comments about it. The employees receiving these termination notices have been told there may well be opportunities to have involvement with LIV Golf 2.0, with the hopes that transition soon begins. But as of yet, there is no clarity on what that looks like. LIV sources have stressed they are focused on discipline during these precarious times. They use the word precarious, which is that's a big word. Emphasizing that any cost-cutting measures are being made solely to enhance the prospect of LIV finding a way to exist in 2027.
So, do you want my prediction here of what this press conference will say?
Nothing.
No, you're right. I think this press conference, O'Neill's going to come on here and say, we have some investors lined up. No one's going to be confirmed. They can neither confirm nor deny who they have.
Correct.
So nothing's going to be confirmed here.
Yep.
I do think we might hear the fate of Michigan in this press conference. We might.
Which there was an interesting presser today with the Rippers team, where Cam Smith said that they've heard nothing about the event being canceled. As of right now, it's still on. Now, there have been reports that the event is canceled. There is no build-out that is going on. And there's also a report out there that they have canceled all of the hotels and airfare for all of their contractors for the event.
So let me tell you this. I flew through Detroit, so in Michigan, today. Mm-hmm. I also flew into Indianapolis, where I live. One of those places had Live plastered everywhere and talked about the upcoming event.
I'm going to guess it's your hometown.
Absolutely nothing. And you are correct, Steve. Indianapolis has everything posted. I want to go to this event. Liv, I've reached out to you. I want to come and cover it. I want to cover it fair and unbiasedly and want to say what it is. So, Liv, if you're watching and listening, I want media credentials.
Have they emailed you back, by the way, or no?
They have not. I mean, I don't expect them to. No. They probably don't think that we're going to give them a fair shot, but I want to. I really do. I really want to give Liv a fair shot and go out to an event and be able to cover it. I want to take my son, see what he thinks of it, because he loves this kind of stuff. I love going to PGA events with him. So one of them is showing stuff. Michigan's not so much. And Liv, you're less is more sometimes. So I understand why you're not coming out and saying stuff when you don't have a definitive answer yet. But I feel this press conference is going to be, they're going to cancel Michigan, might be what they say, and that, hey, we have investors moving forward. They might not say who they are, but they might try to hold this. I honestly have a gut feeling that when they keep saying Live 2.0, that 2027 might not happen. And it might be 2028 that they come back as Live 2.0 when trying to get all of this together. But what's that going to look like? Because you're already seeing players that want to jump ship, go to the DP World Tour. Players that that didn't want to pay those fines to the DP World Tour are paying those fines to get on the DP World Tour. Because I think they're seeing what Patrick Reed did. I think they missed their opportunity like Brooks had, but they're seeing what Reed has done.
I don't think that Brooks pathway is shut.
Well, it is. But what I'm saying is I think they're kicking themselves for not taking it, because they gave them an open door. They said, hey, a few of you, Cam Smith being one of those, that if you've won a major in the past 4 years, you have an opportunity. The door is open.
Yeah.
All you got to do is walk through it. And they said, nah, we're going to play this one out. And I think one of them, Mr. Rahm, I think is kicking himself for that.
Hey, by the way, JS167, first off, thank you for watching on YouTube tonight. We've got more viewers than just you because we're streaming on 3 different platforms. So I know you might be the only one watching on YouTube, but we have viewers on.
We appreciate our only viewer because that's one more than Liv has.
So, right. So that's true too.
Because Liv can't even pay for their streaming service. That's another
so let me ask you this, Greg. I think the only way for Liv to move forward is to declare bankruptcy.
I don't disagree with you.
Now, there's this conversation that they owe Jon Rahm north of $150 million still.
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. So if you declare bankruptcy, Jon Rahm now becomes your number one creditor.
Debt? Yeah.
Debt. He's your number one debt. And what they want to do is they want to offer these players equity in Live Golf 2.0 versus paying them. Now, here's my question for you. What's equity in nothing?
Carry the one. I think it's nothing. Like, here's the thing. I think they should have done equity to begin with. I don't think they should have paid them the buttloads of cash that they had. I think they should have invested this money better, because you had to know. We said this from the beginning. The PIF was going to get to a point where there was no ROI.
Correct.
And they were going to back out. And it came a lot quicker than I ever thought it would, to be honest with you. I thought they would have made
I thought we were a year away
from
I thought we were a year away, especially after the framework agreement that turned into nothing other than the tour being like, hold my beer.
Well, I'm talking about from the beginning. I thought this would have lasted a little bit longer because I thought they would have managed their money better, and instead of just trying to be a pissing contest and not.
But they didn't manage any money better, Greg. Like, let's be real about it. Like, from the beginning, they were just handing out checks like they were going out of style and way overpaying for players to show up and play in these events. And they literally just, I mean, Greg Norman did these deals that literally, like, again, if they had offered me money or they'd offered you money, like, it's hard to turn that kind of money down. Like,
well, and
I
the
give
problem
Scotty Scheffler a lot of credit because I think he was offered. I think there was a conversation there that dollars were thrown at him, and he was like, "Nah, I'm good, thanks."
Pretty sure they offered him a country. Like, he could have owned his own country.
May
at that
have,
point.
yeah. Like,
but
again, Tiger was offered. If the reports were right, Tiger was going to be offered $800 million. Hideki was supposed to be offered. I had heard $500 million they wanted Hideki for because of the Japanese power of him being a major winner, and they wanted him that bad, and he turned it down.
But
like,
there
were numbers thrown around, right?
And obviously, you can't fulfill that now because this is where like I said, I'm not against Liv. I'm against the way that Liv came out of the gate. I'm against the way that they came out swinging at the PGA Tour instead of being like, "Hey, we got something cool over here." And we're going to be different. We're going to be golf, but louder. If you would have gone into that and not been this pissing contest with Greg Norman, and I blame Greg Norman for this. I don't blame Liv. I blame Greg Norman for this. You were too egotistical about your tour and your ideas were better instead of being like, hey, I have some good ideas. Let's see if they work. Let's make them work. I'm going to get an investor that's going to throw a boatload of money at this, that we talked about sports washing and all of that other stuff that gave all of these negative press to, and you just didn't do anything with it. Like, if you had all that money, why didn't you invest it into the sport, into the instead of just the players? Because you can get all the names you want, but if you don't have a good product, it doesn't mean anything.
Correct. And let's be real, the product, and everyone's like, oh, we have all these superstars. That's what they used to say. We've got all these superstars that are playing on the Live Tour. You had a bunch of guys past their prime. Way past their prime. That weren't able to compete on the PGA Tour. Literally half of your field wouldn't have kept their card this past year on the PGA Tour.
And look what's happening like right now. All the stuff that's happening with Phil out there. The only person, like the one person that I'm going to
be honest with you, I think that there's more to come on that side.
I do too. But the one person, like John Rahm, he went for the money. He did what he did. I think he did a good job of like promoting the Legion and that kind of stuff. I feel like they've been a better brand for Liv, and a better, like him, Terrell Hatton, all of them. I thought they did a good job. But when that's your only real brand that's out there, I think the Crushers have a cool logo, but Bryson was your only person that was talking about there. Like, I can't name any of the other players that are on the Crushers. Can't. And then you had other players that were supposed to be these great players, but like you said, they were past their prime. The only one who I don't think is past his prime, that I just think is the most ho-hum, I don't really care person, is DJ. DJ just goes out and plays golf, and if he plays well, he plays well. If he plays bad, he plays bad.
Here's my
goes
thing.
Home to Paulina Gretzky. He doesn't really care. He's just out there to have fun.
The DJ of now, and DJ's in an interesting spot because he re-upped his deal.
Yeah.
And signed a second one. So you have DJ who's owed money because he re-signed a second deal that allegedly there was upfront money involved in. And then after he signed, all of a sudden, that's when all this stuff started to happen. And they were like, oh, well, yeah, they got their signing bonuses. I don't know if we're going to sign any more to that. Like, DJ got paid.
Yeah.
Here's
DJ is the luckiest man alive.
Live Golf 2.0. The other problem that you have is this talk of 5 individual events and 5 team events. Can they keep World Golf rankings?
Like, well, they can. I think they can if they keep the 5
I don't think they can.
events. No, I think they
can.
can get. I think their events can have World Golf rankings, but if you're only playing in 5 events, that's only giving those people that end up in like the top 10 having an opportunity to get points for it. So it's not going to be beneficial for anyone else in the league unless you're finishing in the top 10 there. So if you're looking at this from, hey, I want to be a competitive golfer in the world, then no, Live's not going to be the one for you. I think Live moving forward is exhibition golf. Or what I've been saying from day one, be team golf, be fun team golf, have home courses, have all of this stuff. I'm giving you free advice here. Like, I want to watch that. I do. I want to root for a team, but I don't want them to be playing individual stuff. Yes, you can have individual stats. You can have the scoring leader. You can have all of this other stuff, but be about the team.
Yeah.
I think it would be fun.
Again, and no team event in the world still gets OWGR points.
And they shouldn't. That's what I'm saying. Make this what it is and make it something different.
So, let's go back. I want to, before we go tonight, and we've beaten this dead horse. I'm done beating this dead horse, so we're gonna move.
No, we're not. We're gonna beat this dead horse until it's actually dead.
I mean, you might catch us live tomorrow night on Instagram talking about this,
depending on what they talk about. So yeah,
depending on what they talk about. Don't forget to level up your golf style with Golfish premium fit, bold designs, and gear that looks just as good at the clubhouse as it does over a cold one after the round. Whether you're teeing it up or tuning into the Golfing Dads, rep a brand that lives and breathes the game. Golfish, made for golfers by golfers. Golfish.com.
Great golf gear.
Great golf gear.
Their new shorts are phenomenal.
Yeah, they're. Hey, so the one event we haven't talked about is one that I think needs to be a championship series event, and I don't think it's going to be.
And that is
New Orleans.
I like the team event. You know what I would like to see with New Orleans? In the middle of the season, while both of these champion and challengers are going on, have almost like an all-star game. And you have to take one player from each. So a team is made up of a challenger and a champion series, and they play just this middle of the season event, just like they do now.
Wow.
There's New Orleans. Now, I've been thinking about it.
I can get behind that. I'm not turned off by that idea. I still think, though, that we need to be better and have our guys
at growing the team event.
At growing the team event and showing up to play. And we've got Ryder Cup pairings that guys are playing together to get used to playing alternate shot together.
Well, that's why I kind of like this Challenger Championship, because you would get the up-and-comers that are going to be on the Ryder Cup teams in the future with the current Ryder Cup team playing, getting that event, and you're playing against your own playing partners for the Ryder Cup and stuff, and make it so that you have to, like, take the number 1 player on the champion and then, like, number 35 player, pair them together, like, and make it in the, like, work your way back to the middle, like, pair them with people, almost like a reverse bracket series. And I think that would be a fun event to watch. Whether it stays in New Orleans or goes somewhere, you are right, Steve. We need more team events like that are just fun, not world golf ranking, that are getting you ready.
I like the idea of a. I do. I'm digging the All-Star game idea. I really am. Yeah. Like if you want to mix up the PGA Tour, that's one way to do it. Like all of a sudden we got an All-Star game. Hey, how about this? Do we let the fans vote on who plays?
That would be even better. Like, have the fans vote on the top players from the champion, the top players from the challenger. And you could even do it where it's a team event where you do a challenger and
I might
versus champions Ryder Cup type thing, middle of the season.
All right, PGA Tour. This might be.
We got some ideas.
This might be a great idea. I can get behind this idea. Like, I think this is a great one.
But even if you didn't do like New Orleans, where I said it's the team event like that, what if you did a challenger versus champions Ryder Cup style event one weekend where the players, the fans vote? There's your all-star. You vote for the top 12 on each, and you play that Ryder Cup style event over the weekend. All right.
I'm kind of Greg. I might be all in. I might throw my chips all in on this idea. I think it's a great one.
We're gonna post this on Instagram and let people vote on what they think this could be. You could have longest drive challenges. You could do an all-star game weekend. You can have a whole bunch of fun with this.
Right.
All right. So we know Dave's not picking anymore, but we're gonna let him pick this week because he already picked somebody. Steve, you and I tied, and we said that I said you can.
How about this? Dave doesn't pick, but we can't take the guy who texted us.
Okay. We'll let him have him either way. We'll just see.
Yeah.
So Dave was going to take JT this week, so we're sorry, JT, in advance. Steve, is it you or me? What did we decide?
I kind of like the idea who had the lowest round of the week, which would fall to me.
So you would pick now and I would pick last?
Yeah.
So that's still what I said anyway. So yeah, go with that.
Yeah. Tom Kim.
Tom Kim. All right. Well, I'm just going
to take a guy who's on a heater right now. That's all I'm doing. I'm taking a guy on a heater.
I'm going to take the guy you can't. So give me Cam Young.
That's fair.
So there we go. All right. We talked about a lot tonight. Leave in the comments what you think about Live, what the press conference is going to be tomorrow, what you think about our All-Star game idea in the middle of the season starting in 2028. I think that's a good one. Let's get that happening. We're going to start this All-Star committee.
Listen, we need to, Greg, you have Canva. Can you put something together?
Oh, we're starting this. We're going to start a whole grassroots campaign to get a PGA Tour All-Star game. That's what we are starting now. When we get these two leagues, that's what we're doing. Tell us what you think about that. Tell us what tours you want to see on the Champion and Challengers tours. And as always, make sure you're getting out there. You're getting a Nikon rangefinder. You're getting the Bridgestone Tour B balls. You're using those Cobra clubs or the Upswing clubs for your kids. And you're decked out in golfish gear. All right, folks. Peace.
See you.
Okay.